Start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat Nastapráyeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyameshwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य शतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for our Bhagavatam discussion. So we are moving on to Canto 1, Chapter 14, Disappearance of Lord Krishna. We'll start with the verse 1 today. Can somebody read? Anybody been allocated? No, if not, somebody straight away go lead. Okay, Asha Mataji, start. No problem.
The disappearance of Lord Krishna, text 1. Sutta Uvacha, Samprastite Dwarakayam Jishnau Bandhu Dridakshaya Jnatum cha Punya Shlokashya Krishnascha Visheshitam. Translation and purport by His Grace Divine A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Sutta Goswami said, Arjuna went to Dwaraka to see Lord Sri Krishna and other friends and also to learn from the Lord of his next activities. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord descended to earth for the protection of the faithful and annihilation of the impious. So after the battle of Kurukshetra and establishment of Maharaja Yudhishthira, the mission of the Lord was complete. The Pandavas, especially Sri Arjuna, were eternal companions of the Lord, and therefore Arjuna went to Dwaraka to hear from the Lord of his next program of work. Hare Krishna.
So the previous chapter we saw how Dhritarashtra and Vidura along with Gandhari they leave the home. Actually Vidura instigates Dhritarashtra to leave. So after that we see that how Yudhishthira Maharaj is lamenting. He says, because of me they left, and he wanted to know what is the whereabout of Yudhishthira and Gandhari. Sorry, the Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. There comes Narada Muni. Narada Muni explains the reason and where they went and what is their destiny, how they leave the body, all those things been explained. Now further, what happens? Arjuna, he was eternal companion of Lord Krishna. So like Prabhupada quotes in from Bhagavad Gita, Paritrana sadhuna vinashasya duskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Krishna comes to protect his devotees. Prabhupada says he descends on the earth, protection of faithful, and in the process annihilation of the demons and impious people. So now Arjuna is always under protection of Krishna. So this is again a good quality of a devotee. Whatever a devotee does, he'll consult with the Lord. He will not do unanimously of his own choice. So for Arjuna, had a good fortune, Krishna personally was there. Now for us also, as a practicing devotees, we should consult with the Lord. We should go in front of the Lord every day morning and report him. My Lord, this is what I'm planning to do. Is it okay? Krishna definitely responds that. Krishna gives intuition. Krishna gives, either directly or indirectly, or through sometime through somebody else. And evening when I come back, again we report back. This is what happened. So, what went right, what went wrong. So we have to keep reporting. Now, same thing Arjuna does here. Arjuna goes to Dwaraka to report and also wanted to know from Lord, what should I do next? What is the instruction for me? So this is how a devotee should work. Always ask. So either we may not be able to ask directly to the Lord. So that's why we have a system of seniors. So senior Vaishnavas, Guru, and Guru's disciples, senior disciples or temple presidents. We should always consult with somebody so that Krishna gives that instruction through that devotee. So when you ask somebody, at least Acharya is saying that at least 2 person you should ask if there is a problem. Ask 2 people, 2 devotees. If they give same answer, that means Krishna is giving you the right direction. Generally, when we take up anything, consult with somebody. So that's what Arjuna is doing it here. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Somebody else. Lakshmi Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. I think not allocated today, no?
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Just now I
Okay,
came.
go ahead. Go ahead. No problem. Great.
Prabhuji, is it chapter 14?
Yes,
Text
2.
2?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vyatita kati chinmasas tada naya tato arjuna dadasha ghora rupani nimittani kurudvaha. Translation: A few months passed and Arjuna did not return. Maharaja Yudhishthira
Translation
then
purport.
translation and purport by Swamiji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation: A few months passed and Arjuna did not return. Maharaja Yudhishthira then began to observe some inauspicious omens which were fearful in themselves. Purport: Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is ad infinitum more powerful than the most powerful sun of our experience. Millions and billions of suns are created by him and annihilated by him within his one breathing period. In the material world, the sun is considered to be the source of all productivity and material energy, and only due to the sun can we have the necessities of life. Therefore, during the personal presence of the Lord on the earth, all paraphernalia for our peace and prosperity, especially religion and knowledge, were in full display because of the Lord's presence, just as there is a full flood of light in the presence of the glowing sun. Maharaja Yudhishthira observed some discrepancies in his kingdom, and therefore he became very anxious about Arjuna, who was long absent, and there was also no news about Dwaraka's well-being. He suspected the disappearance of Lord Krishna, otherwise there would have been no possibility of fearful omens. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Yudhishthira is thinking, it's few months passed since Arjuna left Hastinapur, went to Dwaraka, did not return. So Maharaj Yudhishthira was, and also he is observing a lot of inauspicious things. So those inauspicious things have been explained in later verses. So because of that, he felt fearful. Again, this inauspicious things, many times we could also see. I mean, especially those who are in the villages, people say that dogs, they bark in a different the sound. Cows kind of behave differently. They keep running here and there out of fear. All these are inauspicious things, and Yudhishthira Maharaj could see this. Because of that, he was feeling something wrong. So the most dangerous or most fearful thing is feeling that Is it Lord Krishna left? Because that's the dearmost thing for him. Doesn't want anything else. He wanted association with Lord. So he was thinking whether Lord has left us. So here Prabhupada also quotes that that millions of suns are created by him and healed by him within this breath. So Krishna is so powerful, unlimitedly powerful. There is no boundary for his power. So we are talking about one sun. Like there's billions of suns he is created. How? Like Mahavishnu, as a Mahavishnu, when he breathes out, millions of universes coming from his hair pore. And from each universe, there is a sun. So such a powerful personality, and such a powerful personality is personally present in this material world, in the earth, in Dwaraka that time. So that's why the Prabhupada writes that during the personal presence of the Lord on the earth, all paraphernalia for our peace and prosperity, especially religion knowledge, were full display because of Lord's presence. But when there is a Lord is there is no anxiety, there is no ignorance. Prabhupada says, when there is a light, there is no ignorance, there is no darkness. Similarly, when there is a knowledge, there is no ignorance. So when there is Supreme Lord, there is no Maya, there is no other, anxiety. So Krishna was there personally. So, but now Yudhishthira is feeling all these inauspicious things. So because of that, he started thinking, is it because Prabhupada writes, he suspected the disappearance of the Lord Krishna. Otherwise, there would have been no possibility of fearful omens. So because in Krishna's presence, all these inauspicious things could not have come. Again, as a practiced devotees, wherever there is a holy name, no inauspicious can come. So we should bring holy name into our life, holy name into our heart, holy name into day-to-day activities. When there is a holy name of Krishna, holy name is not different from Krishna. When there is a holy name, nothing else can become. No inauspicious, no bad things can come. That's a kind of a strong faith we should have. And that's a lot of examples also. The history examples are there. So whether Hanuman dealing with Lanka or so many ways, but as a practice devotees, we should bring that holy name in our life. When there is a holy name, all auspiciousness comes automatically. Okay, we'll read next one, 3. Who want to? Varsha Mataji want to? Okay, Archana Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
कालस्य च गतिं रौद्रं विपारस्य ऋतु दार्मिणः पापीशं नरं वत्रं क्रोधलोभ अंतरा antaman. Yeah. Translation and purport by His grace.
His divine grace.
By His divine grace, Srila Prabhupada. Translation: he saw that the direction of eternal time has changed, and this was very fearful. There were disruptions in the seasonal regularities. The people in general had become very greedy, angry, and deceitful, and he saw that they were adopting foul means of livelihood. Purport: when civilization is disconnected from the loving relation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, symptoms like changes of seasonal regulations, foul means of livelihood, greed, anger, and fraudulence become rampant. The change of seasonal regulations refers to one season's atmosphere becoming manifest in another season. For example, in the rainy seasons, being transferred to autumn, or the fructification of fruits and flowers from one season in another season. A godless man is invariably greedy, angry, and fraudulent. Such a man can earn his livelihood by any means, black or white. During the reign of Maharaj Yudhishthira, all the above symptoms were conspicuous by their absence. But Maharaja Yudhishthira was astonished to experience even a slight change in the godly atmosphere of his kingdom, and at once he suspected the disappearance of the Lord. Foul means of livelihood im- implies deviation from one's occupational duty. There are prescribed duties for everyone, such as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. But anyone who deviates from his prescribed duty and declares another's duty to be his own is following a foul and improper duty. A man becomes too greedy for wealth and power when he has no higher objectives in life, and when he thinks that this earthly life of a few years is all in all. Ignorance is the cause for all these anomalies in the human society, and to remove this ignorance, especially in this age of degradation, the powerful sun is there to distribute light in the shape of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna,
Hare,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So further, Yudhishthira is kind of seeing the inauspicious and irregularity in the season, like we see, right? Where when there is supposed to be the winter now, like December, January, and February, some extent, but temperature very hot. Sometime in the summer, there is a rain. So the irregularity in the season and the time where the fruits has to be given, flowers has to be given, no flowers, no fruits, but some other time it comes. This is what the symptom of inauspiciousness. So this is like, people say that Ramarajya means everything will be perfect. Everything season will work perfectly. All the fruits and plants will give right fruit and flowers. But when there is demon Rajya, all this comes. So today, because of our, of course, Kali Yuga itself is a age of quarrel. But because of our people, the especially leaders are demonic leaders. So all these inauspicious things comes. And especially where there is cow slaughter happens, Gohatya happens. All this will happen because when there is a Gohatya happens, Krishna will never be happy, Bhudevi will never be happy. And Bhudevi generally react such a way that so the earthquake will happen and so many things, flood will happen. All this will happen because the kind of Mother Earth will kind of retaliate or reflect her unhappiness through that way. So Prabhupada says that people in general in Kali Yuga, because Kali Yuga is age of quarrel, so Prayanal Pasha Kali Yuga Janaha Manda Sumanda Mataya Manda Bhagya Upadratha. So Bhagavatam itself says that, and invariably greedy and angry and fraudulent, which we can see now. Day-to-day life, we can see how people are either for silly reason they become angry and they fight each other, they kill each other. Plus, also people are envious of each other. And the olden days, at least people were having little dharma. Now nothing is left. Everything is gone. Everything bothered for themselves. When during driving also on the road, you see that how people are, each one is bothered how I will go. They maybe front somebody is coming, they will go and in the opposite direction go and block the way. Because somehow people are interested their own. They're not bothered rules, they're not bothered for others. We have seen when ambulance comes also, they're not bothered. Because that's the mentality. Somehow completely self-centered. It's completely me and my enjoyment. That's it. So nothing beyond that. So that's implies the kind of Kali Yuga. Prabhupada says this kind of activities, fall activities implies one kind of deviation from the occupation duties. That is Krishna Bhagavad Gita says, Chaturvanya Maya Sista Guna Karma Vibhaksha says, the four Varnas, Ashrama, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is been created based on their guna and karma. But when one try to do somebody else's activity, this is what happens. Now, today the society is fighting because government will appoint the temple priest, not because the quality, because he has got some degree. That's it. He's not bothered whether what kind of practice he has got, what kind of nature he has got, what kind of character he has got. He's got some degree, he's made a temple priest. What we can expect from him. And Brahmanas working as a Shudras, they're working in the factories. Shudras become kind of a priest. This is the disparity going to happen. So that's why all this problem starts. So in Ramarajya time, we could there is an incident in Ramayana, the last part of the Ramayana. A Brahmana comes to in front of the Lord Ram, and actually one comes in the gate, and he wanted to meet, or he wanted an audience with the Lord Ram. So Lakshmana comes and asks, "My dear Brahmana, what happened? What is the problem?" Brahmana says, "No, I want to see Lord Ram. I cannot even tell you. I want to see the Lord Ram." So Lord Ram comes. Then the Brahmana says that, "My dear Lord, there's something wrong in your kingdom." So Lord Ram asked, "What happened?" He says, "My young son died. So when I'm alive, the son died means there's something wrong with the king." Immediately, Lord Ram asked Lakshmana and other ministers, "Go and find out what is going on, what's wrong." Then they found that a Shudra who were not qualified, he was reciting Shastras like a Brahmana. See, there's nothing wrong because Shudra is reciting, but point to that he is not qualified, he is not eligible, or he is not having any kind of understanding of Shastra. He's just trying to imitate Brahmana. So Lord Ram immediately killed him because this is what the ones try to take somebody else's position without proper qualification and proper authority. Similarly, we as a practicing devotees, we should know what is our duty and try to do our duty nicely. Enough. Krishna will leave the rest. But many times what we do that, I will not do my duty, I will do somebody else's and try to disturb them. So in our day-to-day service also, the temple, they would have given some service or whatever service given, I should focus on my service. I mean, in case somebody else ask for help, you can help. Otherwise, don't disturb others. Because general tendency is that I will not find fault with me, but I will try to find a fault with others. I'll poke my nose everywhere. This is the problem. But I don't want anybody else to find a fault in my area. I think that I'm perfect, but that's not the case. I should be other way around. I should invite criticism or feedback on my service, and I should see what best I can do. But at the same time, unless been invited, unless asked, I should not poke my nose to somebody else's service. This should be the mood. So with that mood, we can serve Krishna nicely. And if somebody else does better, be happy. So that I can also think that, yeah, how can I serve better? Because my intention or everybody's intention to serve Krishna nicely. That should be the mood. Okay, we'll read one more sloka. Who wants to read? Harsha Mataji, want to go ahead?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes, I'll start. जिह्मा प्रायं व्यवहारत्वं सत्यमिश्रं च शूद्रं पितृमात्र शूद्रभ्रात्र दंपतीनां च कालकान्. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: all ordinary transactions and dealings became polluted with the cheating, even between friends and in the family affairs. There was always misunderstanding between fathers, mothers, and sons, between well wishers, and between brothers. Even between husbands and wives, there was always strain and quarrel. Purport: a conditioned living being is endowed with four principles of malpractice, namely errors, insanity, inability, and cheating. These are the signs of imperfection, and out of the four of the propensity to cheat others is most prominent. And this cheating practice is there in the conditioned souls because the conditioned souls are primarily in the material world, imbued with an unnatural desire to lord it over the material world. A living being in his pure state is not conditioned by the laws because in his pure state he is conscious that a living being is eternally subservient to the supreme being, and thus it is always good for him to remain subservient instead of falsely trying to lord it over the property of the Supreme Lord. In the conditioned state, the living being is not satisfied even if he actually becomes the Lord of all that he serves. which he never becomes, and therefore he becomes the victim of all kind of cheating, even with his nearest and most intimate relations. In such an unsatisfactory state of affairs, there is no harmony even between father and sons or between husband and wife. But all these contending difficulties can be mitigated by one process, and that is the devotional service of the Lord. The world of hypocrisy can be checked by counter action through devotional service to the Lord and nothing else. Maharaja Yudhishthira, having observed the disparities, conjectured the disappearance of the Lord from earth. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki jai. So further, the disparities in here. So ordinary transaction dealings become polluted, and there is no kind of faith. Family affairs here talks about whether father, sons, or brothers, sisters, or husband, wife. All the relations ends up in quarrel. That's the reason today we can see here so many divorces happens, so many abortion happens. So we see so many children with a single parent or no parent, and we also see that father, children killing father. Other day we saw some news saying that somebody left the mother on the street and went to Kumbh Mela. And other case we saw they locked father into the house and went to some other places. This is the situation. They cannot even take care of the parents. They don't know. That's the kind of a psychology. It's completely self-centered, not even bothered. Is my father, is my mother, is my relative, nothing. It's only me. So that's why Prabhupada says that there are 4 errors, like the committing mistakes, or the imperfect senses, and it being illusioned, and cheating propensity. These are the imperfection of the material world. I cannot see beyond certain distance. My senses are imperfect. I cannot hear certain, beyond my certain distance. My senses are imperfect. I'm always illusioned. I'm always think one thing for something else. I may think rope be a snake or something else. And also cheating propensity. Cheating is completely kind of there in human life. Generally people say that no, the error is human, but the cheating, it goes to the extent cheating Supreme Lord. He is the greatest cheater. We cannot cheat him. He knows each and everything. Like, forget Krishna, there is Chitragupta who himself in waiting or is taking every record. So if we go in front of the Yamaduta, all our video picture will be shown. Whatever I done, I cannot cheat. And also commit mistakes. The mistakes are throughout the life, we keep mistakes. So that's why Prabhupada says that cheating is the most prominent. So that's what we should stop, especially as a devotees, cheating to other devotees or cheating the Supreme Lord. I can try to cheat myself. I can try to cheat maybe others, but not for the Lord. So that because my desire to lord it over the material nature, because I want to enjoy whatever I see should be mine. That's my thought process. I want to enjoy everything. So, but whereas what is the actual position? I'm eternally servant. Dasa, 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 anvasa. Jivere Swarupa Nityara Krishna Das. That is the real position. Eternally subservient to the Supreme Lord. But I always try to become boss, and boss, So that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. One who serves my devotees, my servant, devotees, that is the last one is my devotee, not the person who serves me directly. So that's why Vaishnava Seva, serve the Vaishnavas. When Vaishnavas served, Krishna is pleased. That's the mood we should take. When we take that mood, when we start serving the Vaishnavas, the whole our life becomes perfect. Prabhupada here says that otherwise all this will go on, fighting between husband, wife, fighting between father, son, brothers, sisters, neighbors, countries. We see, whether India, Pakistan, or Russia, Ukraine, or all this will keep on happening unless here Prabhupada gives a conclusive evidence, conclusive decision. Unless we take up devotion service, this problem cannot be solved. No, UNO, no military can solve this problem. Only when they take up devotional service, when they think that, yes, everything belongs to Krishna, like Krishna says, Bhoktara Tapasa, Sarva Loka Maheshwara, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam Jato Shanti Rachati. What is the peace formula? Understand, everything belongs to Krishna. So when now India, Pakistan fighting for some desert land in between the border, or China, I'm not saying they should not fight, but point is that that land also belongs to Krishna. Whether India also belongs to Krishna, Pakistan also belongs to Krishna. When if the both think that everything belongs to Krishna, then what's the question of fighting? And he is the Parameshwara, he is the Bhaktara, and he is the greatest devotee and is the dearmost friend. When he is my friend, why should I worry? That is a real peace formula. When we do that, our all problems is solved. Real peace will come there. We'll stop with this. Devotees can share your comments. Yeah. Asha Mataji, you want to go ahead?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
My
Mataji.
takeaway today, I should always report to the Supreme morning and evening. Wherever there is holy name, there is no inauspicious things. It's always auspicious. So the importance of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I should know my duty clearly, and I should carry out my duty diligently. Then we should always avoid cheating. That we can cheat others, but God knows everything, and God is there to see what's happening. This is my takeaway, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Archana Mataji, anything you want to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji, thank you for the class.
Lakshmi Mataji. Bhaskar Prabhu, you want to say anything? He joined the first time today. So, Prabhuji, are you there? Want to say anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
हाँ प्रभु कुछ बोलने
It
का है?
was nice. It was nice to hear Prabhu, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. I got really blessed by Krishna's mercy. I got your number and we got connected. I'm really happy after listening this, and especially the holy name of the God is always auspicious, because this day we are somehow or other every day we'll hear in news, or when we go we work somewhere, there also we hear some kind of negativity always. So when we chant, we can, I think, isolate ourselves from that negativity, and we can practice sadhana properly.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yes.
Please.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Lakshmi Mataji, anything you want to say?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
No, Mataji.
When there is knowledge, there will be no ignorance, Prabhuji. So, knowledge comes only from Lord Krishna. So, for that, we should read or listen to Srimad Bhagavatam. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam and listening will remove all our ignorance, Prabhuji. And we should do our duty first. And since we are all eternal servants of the Lord, and our main duty is serving the Lord and His devotees. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Pandavas, we must also learn to consult Supreme Lord through senior devotees and acharyas. And Arjuna failed to return back on time. Yudhishthira recollecting the memories of Lord and his powerful auspicious presence. And whereas the absence of Supreme Lord accompanies all inauspiciousness. Hence, we must always surrender and take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita in our day-to-day life. Signs of Kali Yuga gradually intensifies in nature, behavior, and attitude and mentality of people. Irrespective of Varnashrama Dharma, people are being engaged in irrelevant assignments without appropriate qualification, undertake assignments and spoiling the social fabric. And children are completely self-centered. Conditioned souls are indulged in malpractices errors intensify, inability and cheating, and devotees must avoid the above blunders and lord over all materialistic existence attitude needs to be eliminated. Uh, re- uh, Realizing everything belongs to Lord Krishna. We must realize that everything belongs to Lord Krishna, and let us not to compete among ourselves to lord over the material existence on this earth. That much I understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Murali Prabhu, want to say anything? Sumit Prabhu, any missing points? Please add.
Prabhuji, no missing points. Just some points I would like to revisit. Like Arjuna is he is an example of how a devotee should be. So he wants to take the guidance from Krishna. So that is very an important thing. Like we should always take guidance from the Lord. We should not only remember it times of distress, but when everything is nice, then actually sometimes people forgot the Lord. But Arjuna, at that time also, he want to seek the guidance, like what to do next. So and he knows that Lord's intention is like his mission was almost complete, so he wanted to go and take guidance from him what to do next. And after that, the power of Lord Krishna, like how powerful he is. That is, he's compared with the sun. And then, like in the nature, material nature, we see the most powerful thing we can see is the sun, because sun is giving us that heat and light that is very crucial for life. But the Lord is creating so many universes, and in that universe, so many suns He's creating. So that is the power of the Lord. So His like potency is beyond our comprehension. And after that, next we saw like how the different inauspicious signs appear, and Yudhishthira Maharaj was really worried about all this, because he understood like it may be that Lord Krishna is going to disappear, and because when Lord is there, then everything is auspicious. But when Lord is not here, he is disappearing from this material world, then the effect of Kali Yuga will increase, and that will bring inauspiciousness. So there were marriage signs among the families, the relationship. The people are getting more and more selfish. They are just thinking about themselves. So that's why the Lord's presence in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam is very important for us, so that we can take the association of the Lord through Srimad Bhagavatam, and we can be saved from the effect of Kali Yuga, and we can perfect our lives and go back to God. That's all, problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Varsha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you for the class. So with today Krishna living the life of material nature, with this the takeaway is like I should bring Krishna into my life, the holy name into my life, so that there will be no anxiety, no fear. So I should do that more. And unless asked, I should not poke nose in anything. And I should do what I am assigned to do, like how in Ramaraja example you had given, like if I'm ineligible or non-qualified to perform certain things, I shouldn't be doing it. And I'm so delusioned and misunderstand things, that is because of my inability. So I have to avoid cheating. I can hide it in front of anyone, but not in front of the Supreme Lord. So I have to be fair. And the peace formula to live this material life is to understand everything belongs to the Supreme Lord, and to think that He is the doer. Why to worry? That's what is my takeaway, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Vidya Mataji. Anything you want to add? Umar Shankar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
So We should actually daily report to the Lord what we have performed for the day and what we have done. We should have that what promise, the what we to the towards the Lord. To follow all the regulative principles and to perform the devotional activities. Hare Krishna.
This we could see in Srila Prabhupada's life. When many times Srila Prabhupada, when you go to any temple, those devotees stood next to them. They could see he's talking. And many time he is revealed also. When the deity is installed, he is talking to the deities. He can telling them, Lord, I have brought you here and I have put under my disciples. They don't know. Please be tolerant. He's requesting, Lord, because my disciples, they are new to Krishna consciousness. They don't know how to serve you. Please forgive us. And, see, he's talking. And many places, as soon as he goes to temple, he understand what's going on, what's wrong. Once, one temple, I think, he saw the deities. They immediately said, are you not offering proper bhoga? Immediately asked, because he couldn't make out. That's the quality of the pure devotees. Okay. So we'll anyway stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo padidana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. See you tomorrow, same time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad.